Hello friends, my name is Louis Piluso. I'm here from my recording studio and today I'm going to teach you how to create your own virtual instruments. It's really easy and it's also a lot of fun, so I'm sure you're really going to enjoy this content that I have for you today. So the first thing we want to do is to sample an instrument or any kind of thing that produces a noise. So for instance, I have like this little harp from when I was a child, and it's kind of out of tune and I actually don't have the tuner. So what I can do is just play one of these notes, record it, clean it up, tune it, and then load it into a sample, and I can use it on my keyboard. Also, I can choose to sample a thermos that makes a noise, kind of a FM bell or something like that. So the idea behind this video is to give you ideas and for you to start sampling different things you have around yourself. So the first thing we want to do is load up a track and just record the instrument. And it's very important to make sure that everything is as quiet as it can be. Lovely, it has a very nice decay. We can do it again. So now that I have my sound, what I want to do is clean it up a little bit, tune it, give it the sound that I want, and then export it to be able to load it into my sampler. So now that we have EQ'd the track, let's reduce some of its noise. And let's now add some compression. With the compression, we try to get it to sound fatter and also to get a better sustain. Lastly, we're going to check that everything is in tune correctly. So what I want to do now is to export this clip. So everything I just did with the compressor and the EQ and the noise reduction is already embedded in the clip. So now we can see actually my original clip and the process clip. Now we have like a bit more sustain on the note. And what I want to suggest is that you listen to the processed clip in loop and check that there isn't any kind of clips once the loop starts again, because otherwise there will be a problem once you are sampling the instruments. So what we want to do is just export this clip, and we're going to write down the name of the instrument and the note that is playing. It's an A flat, so we're going to export it like that, and we're going to bounce it into our samples folder, export, and that's it. So to create the instrument, I'm going to use Kontakt from Native Instruments, but feel free to use whatever sampler you got. So once we load up Kontakt, we just click on Create New Instrument, and this is going to be the easiest part of all. So I'm just going to open up the mapping editor and open my sample library and import the ARP sample that I did before. I know my sample is in A flat, so all I have to do is drag the file to the A flat on the keyboard. So by hitting a note on my real keyboard, you can hear that it's already in the sampler. And a really cool thing we can do now is to stretch the sound and the pitch. and that will allow us to use every kind of key on the keyboard. It won't sound very real, but it will sound really interesting. Let's go lower. This sounds a bit like FM synthesis. It even sounds a bit like Beat It of Michael Jackson, right? And the cool thing about this kind of samplers is that you can also add your own effects. So let's start with a tape saturator. Now let's try out the rotator. Maybe some delay. Oh, and I would also like to add some reverb. Oof. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe. This is a new channel and it means the world to me to have you as part of my community. I'm here to teach everything that I know. So also, if you can, leave me a comment or a thumbs up if this is useful for you, and let's carry on with the tutorial. So last thing we want to do is to save this instrument. So we're just going to go into save settings size, and we can just write down an ARP, little ARP or something like that. So I can load it up again every time I want. So I can go to another sound I made with a glass of water. For instance, I just hit a glass of water there, so that was really cool. So I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Louis Piluso, and I hope to see you in the next video. I'll leave you some on the screen for you to check out next. Bye bye.